Good day, everyone. I am Anurag Dhole, studying mechanical engineering at Government Polytechnic Pune. And here with me, I have my classmate Umesh Havarge. And together, we have for the interview Mr. Mandar Patki. So I'll start by introducing you first. You have cleared the most difficult exam, UPSC, Union Public Services Commission, in 2019, in the first attempt with bagging an All India rank of 22. Clearing this exam at a mere age of 24 and coming from a small town in Bede, it's truly of a great deal and an inspiration for many. You have proved that by a man's will, hard work, and dedication could simply help to achieve the impossible. Your achievement is honored by everyone and from all parts of India. And you are also an alumni of our college, and it's truly an honor to have you with us today, sir. Welcome.
Yes, yes.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, so first question. Today we want to know everything about your journey from being an ordinary village student to an IS officer in Delhi.
Yes, looking backwards to my journey, I feel that yeah, it was an enriching one, like a dream of a 8th standard boy who saw that I want to become an IS officer. Then the self-realization in the GPP years, as well as in my degree, that certain qualities and abilities are required, and a vision which is required for every UPSC aspirant
Yeah.
definitely required for coming successful in this examination.
Mhm.
Just one or two things which I like to clarify here, that it's not just your hard work, but it's supplement of your smart work, which is
Yeah.
also equally important in this journey.
Perfect.
Secondly, the consistency is
They
required.
both complement each other well. So you know,
Definitely, yes, they complement each other very well.
yeah.
Then secondly, there is consistency is very much required. Like it is not that you are studying 15 hours for one day and efforts which are required. It is your mental toughness which is being tested by the examination. So I think that these are the qualities which are required, and this is the journey. I will share my journey in very short term. I am from Bid district, as you have said. My primary school is completed from Samskar Vidyalaya Bid. Then I pursued my diploma in mechanical engineering from Government Polytechnic Pune, and then I go to pursue my graduation, BTech in mechanical engineering from Vishwakarma Institute of Technology, Pune.
Hmm?
Then I pass out from there in 2018. Then I take a full year gap for full-time preparation of UPSC Civil Services,
Hmm?
and 2019 was my first attempt. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So the next question is: our teachers have said that you were an extraordinary student. So why choose UPSC over mechanical engineering? I meant that UPSC is kind of very uncertain, right? So, and you were already
Yeah.
an engineer by profession. So why choose?
Yeah.
So why think about UPSC?
Yes, yes, definitely. Like coming from a technical background, especially a diploma, which is very specific technical course, and then degree in mechanical engineering. There was platform which was set for me for pursuing a degree or further education qualifications as a mechanical engineer, as well as I had a job in my hand after
Okay.
my degree as well as after my diploma.
Okay.
However, seeing myself 20 years down the line in a very technical platform like engineering job, it was very difficult for me to imagine that. And secondly, while I was in diploma, the final years, there was a realization that technical job is not a very suitable job for me. So
Okay.
that realization is definitely very much required. Thirdly, administrative services offer you a very diversity of opportunities. Like it gives you variety of platforms. It gives you a platform to serve millions of people in your stroke of a pen. So that
Yeah.
fascinated me and that attracted me towards administrative services as a career option. So I think that was important some steps, and eventually in my final years of engineering, I decided to not to pursue any corporate job or technical service and go for civil services.
Okay. So, you are what do you say, a man of courage who left his job for an uncertain exam. So, yes, yeah, and you have surely got the results which you needed. So, yeah, congratulations for that once. Okay. So, now that you are an IS officer, how does it feel? Are you that excited as that when you started preparing for the exam, or when you thought of being an IS officer? How have things changed around
Yes,
you?
yes. Yes, definitely. Like being an OS officer, it's very feeling of satisfaction that your 1.5 years of hard work,
Hmm.
your all the sacrifices are coming to a final logical conclusion. That's the biggest happiness, I think. Secondly, making your parents proud is very important for every child. So that satisfaction is definitely there. However, there is a sense of immense increase in responsibility because
Yeah.
being an administrative officers, people expect many things from you. They expect
Hmm.
you to be public oriented. They expect you to be responsive to their needs. So this is the goal right now because the training is yet to start. So gathering the capabilities and skills which are required for an administrative officer, and taking the and yeah, the feeling is a mixed up of joy and happiness.
Yeah. Okay. So I'd like to ask who inspired in your life and why?
Okay. Inspirations like for many of people's it's parents, for many people's it's some of the great personalities.
Hmm.
For me, inspiration is my father.
Okay.
He was a government servant. He retired in 2018. He had served as a government servant very precisely and very honestly. That inspired me to take a government job. It is because of him I got in touch with the administration, and I have seen the impact that administration can do
Yeah.
on the lives of people, on increasing the livelihoods, on improving the livelihoods of the people. So, as a career model, my father was my inspiration.
Okay.
And then my mother, her sacrifices that she made,
Yeah.
that
Elementary
inspired
school.
me for doing the hard work because that is all that matters in the journey. Your hard work is very much required.
Yeah.
Many of the people say that your smart work is required, but smart work, as I have said, is supplement to your hard work.
Yeah.
So my mother is my epitome of my hard work.
Okay.
Then my sisters, because they guided me on my paths. They showed me a right path. They acted as a buffer from the negativity which was flowing towards me, especially in the uncertain examination like UPSC. Future was at stake,
Yeah.
unpredictability was there,
Obviously.
but sisters acted as a guardian. So they are also a very inspirational role models for me.
Okay. So did your father or mother try to force you for getting into UPSC, or it was completely your choice?
No, no, no. It was completely my choice because, as I have said, that I had a job in my hand while I was on the verge of my ending of engineering. But it was my conscious decision that I want to pursue a civil services as my dream. Um, Definitely, they were very supportive in this role. They kept me pushing that yes, you can do it, but give yourself 2 or 3 years, prepare yourself more.
Hmm.
They were there for me financially, economically. They were there for mentally, psychologically. They were there, and that support is very much required. Like supporting parents helps a lot in UPSC preparation because you are emotionally drained. All
Yeah.
of your friends are well placed. They are starting their new life.
Yeah.
You are economically dependent still because your parents are providing your library fees, I'll
Yeah.
say coaching fees, and that makes you feel because for a boy who is in his late 20s, it
Yeah.
feels like you are very much dependent on your parents. So
इथे बस ना 5 मिनिट.
that support is definitely required. So I think the supportive role they played very well.
Okay. We'll move on to the next question. Where do you find our college in your success?
Yeah, definitely. The I was till my 10th. I was in my home, and I was very secluded, no practical experience of the world.
Yeah.
GPP gave me that experience. Like it gave me the knee jerk that what is a reality in there. GPP made me independent in a real sense because I had a hostel life in GPP.
Oh, so you
It
lived in the
showed me
hostel? Did
variety of
you lived in the
yes,
college
yes, yes,
hostel?
yes.
Okay, yeah. Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
I was there in 2 years, like in my second year and in my third year.
Okay.
B wing, I guess, and room number 14, if I'm not wrong.
Okay, our Umesh
And
even lives over there. So
okay, okay, okay.
he might know
So
well.
yeah, GPP gave me very self-reliance.
Hmm.
That is the first ability. Secondly, courage, because in diploma, variety of the skills are required, a variety of
Yeah.
the techniques are required.
Yes.
Especially being a mechanical engineer, there is a lot of unpredictability whether you will get in a good college for engineering or not.
Yeah,
So
perfect.
that mental stress is there definitely. But you get along with that mental toughness in your diploma years, that
Yeah.
you can sail through this. That mental toughness GPP gave me. Third point, I will say that uh, rather than pushing me for any technical background, the atmosphere in JPP, my peer circle, they encouraged me to pursue my dream as a UPSC, because I had very supportive friends, very supportive mates there.
Hmm.
And yeah, so GPP has a lot to contribute in my success. And I think that more of my personality orientation was done in GPP, and that helped me a lot throughout my journey as well as in UPSC and throughout my life journey as well.
GPP is definitely a tough teacher. So, how was the relation with the faculty at the college?
Yes, yes. First thing I have to admit is that I was a very notorious kid as a diploma kid.
Okay.
I had many complaints coming for me. I
Yeah.
had many things done in JPP which should not be spelled now.
Okay.
So faculty, yeah, they were very strict towards me. First point. Secondly,
Okay.
definitely they were supportive, because the GPP faculty is very good in that sense. It
Yeah.
supports you
Yes.
whenever you are required, not only academically but also extra academically.
Hmm.
They support you in your livelihoods. If there is a student having a difficulty while maintaining at their hostel lives, they support you. So they were supportive but very strict towards me, because
Yeah.
especially there were two three teachers, which the names I will not take. They were very oriented to discipline me in my actions. So because my group was very notorious for its activities, so yeah, the staff was very cooperative, and they taught us many lessons which we are living it right now in our lives.
Yes. Obviously. Okay. So, do you want to share any experiences or memories from our college?
Yes. Yeah. Ground. Our ground is there definitely,
Yeah.
because whenever we used to chit chat and whenever our friends used to get together, the ground was the ground was there definitely. I had a very good connection because I had a hostel life, and section B was my hostel. Uh, then, if any academic experience I were to share, uh, yes, I was very good at mathematics. Like M1, M2, I was having 100 out of 100. M3, I had 99 out of 100. So I had that record in GPP.
Okay.
Then, specifically regarding GPP, its campus tells you, teaches you a lot of things. GPP is very good place to live. GPP is very good
Yeah.
place to study, as well as many of the practical experiences are given to you,
Yeah.
especially in our labs, in our workshop. Many of the things which are taught to you are very practical oriented and life experience based. So I
Yeah.
think that that helps you a lot as an engineer,
Mhm.
and that helped me a lot for my engineering. So I think that all are the experiences.
Yeah. Obviously. What about have you ever bunked the classes and the broken wall near the ground and went to Khau Gali,
Yes, yes, yes.
Mulchand or Khare
Puja
Patties and all?
snacks.
Yeah. Mulchand, Khare Patties. So kind of so you were kid as in you weren't only an academically oriented kid, so you were well in all places.
Yes, yes, yes. Definitely,
Yeah.
I have bunked the classes, especially when there are summer days. It's very difficult for you
Yeah, in living in GPP
to
in
stay
summer is
focused.
kind of hell.
Yeah. Then having like your classmates, we used to play cricket. Though I'm not
Yeah.
very big fan of cricket, but our classmates used to. Then the hostel group, which was there, definitely Puja snacks was
Yeah.
our points. We used to love breadcrumbs.
Yeah.
Then yeah, so that was very fun. Like as I've said, JPP is in a universe in itself. So
Yeah.
I definitely miss a lot. Jawahar Nagar was there.
Yeah.
We used to, yeah, I used to live there in first year. So many of my batchmates were there and still are
Okay.
there.
Okay.
So yeah, that was there.
Okay. So your goal of being an IS officer has been surely fulfilled. So what next? Any future goals?
Yes, definitely. Like that is my mentor generally says that clearing an UPSC examination is the easiest step in a life of an administrator.
Oh God.
So gathering the skills which are
Okay.
required for
Okay.
being a successful administrative officer, that is the goal.
Okay.
The training, I think it will begin in September end. So collecting all the information, getting a good training is the immediate priority now. Then trying to become a very public oriented administrative officer, fulfilling the public's needs and obligating myself toward the constitutional duties which the constitution itself has put on the civil servants. That is definitely, I will have to oblige that. Then keeping the fraternity united and uh, pushing the people's goal in front of my personal agendas, that will be definitely there. Not to persuade my office for my personal gains. This is the commitment I will definitely have to give to the constitution as well as my duty. So yes, definitely service inspiration is there, and a long journey ahead is there. That is what I will say.
Okay. So, for how many months or years do you have this training period first?
Yes, it's very scattered. Like I will get regular posting in 2022. 2 years of training will be there. It is mixed of the academic training which is given in the Labasna in Missouri,
Okay.
and secondly there is a district provision on the cadre which we will get. Probably I will get Maharashtra or Karnataka.
Okay.
So it will be district training for a bit. Like we are posted as Tahsildars, district collectors, deputy collectors.
Yeah.
Then many of the other deputations are there, and practical experiences are given to the candidates. And yeah, so around 2 years training will be there. And at the end of phase two, which will happen in 2022, we will be posted regularly in the states which we are allocated.
Okay. So, sir, looking back to the journey, do you have any regrets? Or do you feel that some things might have been better for you, but they didn't turn out really well for, so that kind of
Yes,
thing?
yes, yes. I do not think that I had any regret because I enjoyed my college life very much. I enjoyed my diploma life very much, and I studied that much hard in my UPSC preparation.
Yeah.
Like we did everything that is supposed to be done by a mechanical engineer in the colleges. We had very enjoyable peers. We had done many of the experiences. We had quite of experiences in GPPES.
Yeah.
So I do not regret anything. I think that definitely perfection is required and it is not achieved in any time. So there are some flaws, but let them be. This is life, and without
That's the
flaws, there
beauty
is
of the
not.
journey. The flaws make the
The
journey
beauty of
beautiful,
this
more
journey,
beautiful.
definitely.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes, definitely, definitely. So I do not regret anything.
Okay. Umesh, you can continue with your set of questions.
Sir, firstly, heartily congratulations to you for big success in UPSC.
Thank you.
Question is that, what advice would you give to as a UPSC aspirant?
Okay. Firstly, do not bog down by the mental pressure which is around you, especially after this pandemic, because a lot of uncertainty is there. Starting from will the exam will be conducted on 4th of October or not. So do not get bogged down by mental stress. UPSC test your mental toughness at each and every corner of this examination. Secondly, be consistent in your efforts, because consistency is one thing which is definitely required in UPSC journey. Then thirdly, I think build your analytical abilities. That is most important as an IAS officer also,
Okay.
and as a UPSC aspirant also, because
Okay, sir.
analysis is the key, which is being asked by the UPSC year by year. Fourthly, in UPSC journey, be ready for the surprises, because UPSC's pattern has been changing very dynamically over the years,
Yeah.
and the papers are becoming very unconventional. So I think that I will advise aspirants to be ready for the surprises and prepare for the surprises, and focus on the knowledge part as well as on the technique parts more. So that is the advice I will give.
Yes, sir. Sir, my question is that, sir, when did you started for preparing and how long did you study per day?
Yes, yes. Approximately, I started my preparation in final year of my engineering.
Okay.
I started with basic NCERTs, and I covered all my basic books like NCERTs in up to my final year of my engineering. Then from May 2018, to be accurate, 27th May of 2018, I started my full year preparation. I gave one dedicated preparation, and the timeline was
Yes, sir.
I studied minimally for 12 hours a day. it was very subjective. It is subjective for everyone. It depends upon the level of preparation one has in UPSC process. It depends upon number of hours you can dedicate, because if there are any working aspirants, they definitely have
Yes,
less
sir.
time. If you are a very
Yes.
dedicated aspirant, then you have 24 hours in your hand. So I studied for 12 hours, and up to December 2018, I completed my optional as well as my general studies syllabus. Then from January 2019 to May 2019, I covered my preliminary examination syllabus, and preliminary examination was there on 2nd of June,
Hmm.
and then the process started, and result came on 4th of August.
Yes, sir.
Sir,
Thank you. Thank you.
sir, it's
Sir,
really...
did you take, sir,
Just a
did
second,
you,
just a second. Umesh. I'll just state my point over here. Okay. So it's kind of really difficult
okay,
to
okay.
believe that an engineer could study for such long hours, because we at engineering college open our rusty books kind of a few days before the exam, right? So
Yes.
12 hours a day, it's really long. How long did
Yes,
you
yes,
study then?
definitely. I will say one thing, that as an engineer, you have many of the habits which you should shred off before starting your UPSC preparation.
Yeah.
11th hour study is one of that habit.
Yeah,
Secondly,
obviously.
increasing your number of hours definitely it is required, because in engineering colleges we have very limited competition.
Yeah.
But in UPSC there is huge and neck cutting competition.
Yeah.
You have to compete with your seniors as well. You have to compete with your juniors as well.
Juniors as
So the level of competition is much higher than an engineering college. Level of preparation is much more required than an engineering college. So definitely some of the habits we should live in the engineering colleges itself, and prepare a new habits or new skills for UPSC preparation.
Yeah. Okay.
Sir, my question is that, what did you think a technical?
It does not matter whether you are from technical background or non technical background, because what matters is whether you have that abilities to clear this examination, whether your personality, your confidence, your mental toughness, whether your analytical skills are at the optimum level which are being required for an IS officer or for a civil servant as such. A technical background do not give you any edge, though there are the numbers of engineers is increasing in UPSC, but that does not amount that one should take engineering as a career for acing in civil services. Both technical and non-technical backgrounds have equal standing in UPSC preparation.
Okay. Okay, sir. So one last...
Continue, sir.
Okay, I'll continue. Okay. So one last thing to say, we at GPP and MESA are really proud of you, and hope you achieve all the success you have ever dreamt of. And yes, as soon as the pandemic is over, we would like to have you in the college for the felicitation ceremony.
Yes. Thank you very much, and I
Thank you.
thank MESA as well as GPP for giving me this platform to interact with the students, and Anurag and Umesh for organizing this and conducting this in very graceful manner. So thank you very much. Hope to see you soon in the GPP.
Yeah.